cooler for the weekend. Morning temperatures down to the 40s, afternoon highs in the 60s, abundant sunshine and rain-free conditions.
Sure.
I'm WPTV First Alert Meteorologist Katya Hall for WSTU 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station.
You are listening to WSTU, Stewart, Jensen Beach, Hope Sound, Martin County's Heritage Station.
The opinions expressed are those of the show's host and not the staff or management of Port St. Lucie Broadcasters. Any reproduction without written consent of WSTU and WPSL is strictly prohibited. Now it's time for Quality of Life Radio, brought to you by Cigna and Aetna Medicare. Here are your hosts, Gary Owen and Tom Bouvier.
Hello and good morning, Treasure Coast and the state of Florida and the 47 countries that are tuning in on this fine, fabulous, extraordinary Tuesday morning. It's January 10th, 2023. And you know what that means. Another fine month of fun, information, and brought to you by your host, Gary Owen, president of Owen Insurance Group.
And Tom Bouvier, your co-host.
Extraordinaire.
You
can't forget the last part of that. I mean, that's very important. And hopefully you're tuning in this morning on WSTU 1450 on your fabulous drive down dangerous US 1 or WPSL 1590 or Alexa. Also, Facebook Live. So we appreciate all of you that are tuning in. And we have some very phenomenal guests with us this morning and some awesome information to share with you. So before we get to that, Tom.
Yes.
It's like Groundhog Day, almost, or Groundhog Week for us on Tuesdays.
Yes, we do come here every Tuesday morning on the world famous Quality of Life radio show.
We make it hot and spicy.
We do. All around the world, people are listening in. So if you
except
speak
for,
any other
except
language,
for Ann and
you
Sean.
can say,
they don't tune into our show.
Yeah.
We do. We do, definitely.
No,
Good morning.
Today you do.
We wait for a personal invitation.
Wow, what kind of drink is that? I thought that was your drink, but it's really...
I know, isn't that really cool?
I thought it was
it's
a
a
big,
Waterpoint Realty mug.
These
know,
are
it'd be nice
fancy
to
ones.
have
What do
a
I
gift.
have to do to get
Perfect
one of
segue.
those? I need to send you...
Yes.
Yeah.
Very
We'll be
nice.
Well,
sending
once we
you.
finish our
We'll be
tea,
sending
we
you.
leave them with you.
That is cool.
Just make sure you clean
See,
them
the
well.
guests are already diverting my attention from what am I supposed to say? We come here every Tuesday morning,
Okay.
Ann
All right.
and Sean, to support and showcase local business owners and business people like yourselves. Wonderful guests that'll be introduced here in a moment.
I love it. Amplifying the quality of life here.
Whoa!
Whoa.
Man.
There we go.
Yeah, how about that one?
Interjection, conjunction. We also give relevant content. Believe it or not, there's gonna be information that you're gonna hear today that can actually improve your life. And of course, Gary, you and we're very serious about what we do. We love to bring education and information about insurance planning to help improve people's quality of life, and thus the name of the show, the Quality of Life Radio Show.
Yeah, and one of the things we're going to talk about on the second half of our show, we're going to share with you 10 fun facts about life insurance. How exciting is that?
All
really?
insurance is
Everyone
exciting.
loves to talk about life insurance.
Who doesn't love to shop for
But
insurance?
trust me, you need to tune in and listen to this because valuable information that you need to know. It's not like it used to be. So tune in for that. And like one of the things I don't think people realize on like term life insurance, the insurance carriers make tons and tons of money off term life insurance because only 1% to 2% of claims are actually paid. So
that means people die.
That means people die after the term is over, or they typically what happens is they terminate their plan before, not knowing that maybe a month later or 2 years later, death comes upon them and then leaves their family high and dry. So we'll talk a little bit about that. I didn't do a quote of the day today, Tom, but you know a lot of quotes.
I do know a lot of quotes.
So the other day we were talking about Life of Riley.
The Life of Riley.
So many people like Sean and Ann live the life of Riley.
They live the life.
And where
of
did that
Riley.
come from,
Interesting.
Tom?
Explain this.
Yeah, explain that.
I don't know this.
A radio show in the 40s and 50s is called The Life of Riley. And on that radio show, it was mainly all the characters who were not Riley, because Riley was this wealthy man who had this house and a lot of people who worked in the house, and he was always away on trips. So since Riley was away on trips, all the servants and all the workers could sit around the house just living the life of Riley till Riley came home. And my sweet grandmother, Lucille Bouvier, God rest her soul, she would sit on her front porch with her little cocktail and her cigarette, and she would just say, just living the life of Riley. And she was poor, by the way. And she would say, I wonder what the poor folks are doing. She would always add that, too, just living the life of Riley. And after smoking for 90 years or whatever, 6 months later she died. I think her body missed the nicotine or something. Anyway, the life of Riley. Gary.
And now you know the rest of the story.
And that's Ann and Sean are just living the life of Riley.
I appreciate it.
Well, let's go ahead and introduce
But they
them.
own the house.
They own many houses.
They own the house, yes.
Well, we're
And they
glad
sell
to be
many
here
houses.
today.
They sell
Yes,
houses,
we buy and sell houses. We are very privileged, and we are very happy that we're here today. Thank you very much for inviting
Well,
us.
let's do a formal introduction, Thomas.
Thank you. Okay, today we have as our guest on the show from Pointe Realty, two wonderful realtors in the Treasure Coast area, all throughout the state of Florida, Anne Warner and Sean Quinn. So welcome.
Good morning.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So, a little bit about your background. So, where you from? What got you to Florida? Or what got you here into real estate? So, we'll start with you first, Ann.
Okay, cool beans. I am originally from the Midwest, from Minnesota, and I came here in the 90s. I was very young when I came here. I started teaching when I was about 21.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't hear that accent.
Well, I met my neighbor yesterday from Michigan, and when I got home, Sean's like, where did you get that accent? Why did that come out? So it seems to come out when I'm amongst other... let the dog out. And then about 10 years ago, I moved to Martin County with my kids, and I became a realtor. I love it.
What year was that?
It was about 2013 or 14.
13, okay. And from 2013 to where we are today in the real estate market.
Oh, my goodness. It's like raising kids. It always changes.
Yeah.
You think you know it, and then
Right.
it changes on you. That's exactly how I can say what real estate is. It changes. You think
Not
you know
that steady paycheck from being a teacher, is it?
Gosh.
Oh, my goodness. When I was a teacher, I went to the bathroom at the same time. I ate at the same time. You close the door, you open the door at the same time. And it took me about a good year to understand what it's like to be an entrepreneur.
She's on the fast
And I loved every minute of it. I remember my first year, I listened to, I can't remember, it was with What Is Your Why? Every morning I listened to it, and that's how I became who I became. You struggle your first year in being an entrepreneur,
Sure.
and I know one person here, and I forced myself not to talk to her for 6 months so I can dig my heels in, and I loved it every minute. I've come across a lot of people along the way that have raised me up and lifted me, and it's been an amazing process. And I've been with Pointe since day one, and they are like family.
Yeah, the struggle for me starting the agency took me about 2 years of struggle.
Yeah.
So for you, only 1 year. That's awesome.
Well, the support. And I remember the first time I met you. We were met at a networking event.
That's right.
Yeah, you were an electric magnet coming in the door. Yeah, it was great. You lit the room up pretty well.
Well,
Electric
I
magnet.
mean, they can hear me. My mouth might be an electric magnet. All right, Sean.
Well, I was born in Fort Lauderdale, so I'm a Florida native. We moved up north to Martin County. I tell people we've been here since 1976. So I went to Palm City Elementary, Stewart Middle School, Martin County High School. After that, I graduated and went off to the Naval Academy, served in the military, and then served as a defense contractor for quite a while after that. And then in 2013, we moved back to Martin County. My parents have been realtors in Martin County since the 70s, and so I joined up with them, and it was great. Best first year in real estate most agents would have, and then I figured I knew everything, so I went off on my own, and that's when it started to be a struggle for me. You realize how good you have it, and you realize you need to learn your lessons from the people that have been there before you.
Right.
So took me a while to get back on my feet and to figure the business out. Bounced around to a few agencies, found a home with Pointe with Anne, and we're a team. And ever since we teamed up, things have been wonderful.
That's awesome. And thank you for your 7 years of service to our country too. We appreciate
I loved
your
it.
service. Thank you for
Much
serving.
easier being an officer in the military than being a realtor in Martin County.
Well, things are changing, Sean. I mean, are they changing for the better?
So, yes, and
I mean, last 2 years have been phenomenal. 3 years have been awesome.
It's been a great run. A lot of people have sort of forgotten how it used to be, and so we are educators as well as advisors and consultants. We let people know that they think the market is slowing down. They think that there's major problems with the industry, and we tell them it's sort of just like it was 2.5 years ago. It takes about 60 to 90 days to sell a home. What has really happened that has been exceptional for our local market is in the last couple of years, the price point of houses has gone up considerably, which some people think that's a great thing. Some people think that's a potential negative, but we're letting people know that we're not expecting to lose those gains. We're just unlikely to see a run up like that in the near future.
Well, you said it's taking right now 60 to 90 days to close a home?
To get a house, yeah, it used to be.
And that's if it's
Sold
priced
on the
on point. That's if it's priced on the market. And that's if the condition. There's many different variables involved in selling a home, even in buying a home. People think, and honestly, during the pandemic, I swear, some people thought, a dog can sell a house. I mean, it was just a frenzy. People.
Yeah.
That's why everybody and their cousin thought that they could be a realtor at that
Right,
time.
exactly.
And then they went out and bought fancy cars, and they did this, that, and the other, and now
hiring fancy bankruptcy attorneys.
100%.
Oh,
and so
geez.
it's been a roller coaster.
Sure.
And when Sean means that we've had to be educators as well, is we get these new realtors that come in, and it mind boggles me that they're representing somebody or they're trying to list a home and they have no idea.
Yep.
And it's scary because buying and selling a home is a large part. It's a huge rock in your life. It's almost as important as a family and children. You're living it. I tell people, it's funny because it's like buying a mattress. You sleep on that thing every day. You don't want to go to Kmart and buy a mattress that's $50. You know what I'm saying?
Garage sale.
You want to. I always tell people, homes, mattresses,
insurance,
children,
Yeah.
it's all the same thing.
That's right. That's very similar to our
That's
You
funny
wanna-
too, because 2 years ago, 2 years ago, when I bought, a little over 2 years ago, when I bought my home, it took 8 months for us searching, putting offers in,
Yeah.
and being outbid. I mean, so a house was on the market for 30 minutes back in the day. I mean, it was absolutely insanity.
Yeah.
So we got lucky when we bought this one because the gentleman just put it on the market. It was on a Sunday. We found out about it. He didn't want to see us on a Sunday, show the house on a Sunday. I was very adamant that we did.
But look at your response. You're looking for 8 months.
Yes.
And then
Yeah.
you just said you got lucky.
Yes.
You didn't have that feeling like, finally, that was great that you said you got lucky.
Yes.
It's always, there's always a plan for something.
Yep. It was perfect. I mean, it was a perfect home. It was a perfect time. But the 8 months before that wasn't fun. I can guarantee you that.
I know.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
But good for you guys. I mean, there. It seems like, as in our industry, there's a parallel to what you guys do to what we do. And it's kind of like feast or famine.
Yeah. And it's interesting. Part of that 8 months, that's one of the hard things about our job is letting you and reinsuring you every week. Listen, it's out there. There's a butt for every seat. It's out there. You will find it. Have faith. You will find it. We always tell people, don't settle. If it's not hitting every one of your buttons, we are your reality. That's why you hire us.
Yep.
We're not going to, just because you like that shiny gold faucet and it has nothing else on your criteria, we're not going to let you buy it. You know what I mean? It's important to hold off. So whoever you were working with, that's great. It was perfect that you found the right one. You weren't lucky. It was meant to be.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah.
It's to the point. We're going to go on a break in about 60 seconds. Before we do, I want to kind of zero in a little bit on where you see the trajectory of the market today.
I think we're going to start seeing more homes come on the market. Inventory is going to increase. Prices are going to normalize. We're still having between 700 to 1,000 people every day move to Florida. So we're in a unique market. If there's going to be a major correction or crash, what we tell people is it's going to happen last in Florida. And we're not predicting that. No one is. But things have definitely slowed down. It's giving buyers an opportunity to get the right home, and sellers are still able to capitalize on the increased equity they've gained over the last 2 years. So it's a good market for buyers and sellers.
Yeah, we're going to talk about some interest rates and all this other fun stuff when we come back from our break.
Perfect.
You're listening to the Quality of Life radio show. I'm sorry, the world famous Quality of Life radio show on WSTU 1450, WPSL 1590, Facebook Live. Thanks for tuning in. Hang tight. Gonna grab another cup of Joe, take that quick little tinkle, and we'll be right back.
Insurance Group. We are a local independent insurance agency located right here on the Treasure Coast. I've been a resident here for 34 years and have helped thousands of clients with their insurance planning needs. We specialize in life, health, and Medicare insurance planning. Don't travel the road alone. Let us be your guide. We are the Owen Insurance Group. Contact us today at 772-210-1020 or visit our website at oweninsurancegroup.net.
Age comes with wisdom, and wisdom comes with benefits. That's especially true when it comes to Medicare. So make the wise call and go to CignaWise.com to compare your Medicare Advantage plan to Cigna today. Cigna offers dental coverage and $0 primary doctor visits in most areas. Hearing, vision, and an over-the-counter allowance all in one plan. You can even earn rewards for doing healthy activities. So go to CignaWise.com and compare your Medicare Advantage plans to Cigna today. Again, that website is CignaWise.com. Cigna Medicare Advantage, because wisdom comes with benefits. Benefit options vary by plan and service area. You must reside in the plan service area. Cigna is contracted with Medicare for PDP plans, HMO, and PPO plans in select states, and with select state Medicaid programs. Enrollment in Cigna depends on contract renewal.
You are listening to WSTU, Stewart, Jensen Beach, Hope Sound, Martin County's Heritage Station.
All right, welcome back to the Quality of Life radio show. Thank you for joining us this morning, Treasure Coast and Florida listeners. And no matter where you are in the United States of America and throughout the country, we believe, Tom and I, we believe 100% that you are watching the finest, the most informative and fun radio show there is probably in the entire world.
Absolutely.
So that's my viewpoint.
I settle for
Sean seconds it.
Yeah.
You third it, and Ann fourth it. So it's so.
It is done.
So on break, we were kind of talking a little bit about what makes a good real estate agent versus a mediocre or not so good real estate agent. And so what are some of the things that people should be looking for when they seek out a professional in the real estate industry, obviously?
Oh, well, one of the things that, for a typical example, a lot of realtors don't explain to their buyers when they're purchasing a home, for example, is if the home was purchased many years ago and the seller has been living in it probably since the 90s, and when the new buyer purchases it, they don't realize the huge gap of the taxes that have to be paid. And that's a really important that I've learned since day one, that my broker has taught me to make sure that you hit every button that the buyer needs to understand. Especially nowadays, these young buyers, they have no idea. Even people that haven't bought a house in 20 years, they don't realize that there's a huge tax. It's a huge difference, right, Sean?
Absolutely.
And Sean, insurance.
Yes.
Taxes and insurance.
Yes.
My God.
Oh my goodness.
Well, and we have a friend who's a lender, and he's like, most buyers don't understand all the things that go into their mortgage payment. They just want to know what the number's going to be. We're more mindful of what the numbers, where they come from. The insurance is going up, taxes are going up. Some older houses sort of get grandfathered in with great tax rates and great insurance premiums, and when the new buyer buys it, they get sticker shock. So we always get quotes ahead of time. We advise our clients to go down to the property appraiser's office, see if they can give you an estimate on what your taxes are going to be at the new purchase price.
That's a good idea.
So that you're prepared.
Yeah, it's the cool thing about Sean. He actually educates the buyer. When usually I work really well with new buyers, and we go along the process and we talk. And then when it comes to technology and electronic stuff and quotes and stats and stuff, Sean actually educates the buyer how to go online, how to read the property values, how to understand that. So, and he actually has this little thing called Folio that shows the step-by-step process, because nowadays everyone's technology. So it's actually in their email and their text when the next step, what's due next, what's happening next. So they never forget a step.
We don't like it when our phone rings and we get asked a question that we had the answer for and we didn't provide it. So we just put as much information out there as possible so that we're not having our client reach out to us wondering what's the next step. They have it. They just open the email. It automatically populates their calendar. They're going to know what to do.
How many agents do you have in the brokerage today?
I mean, with Pointe Realty Group, I wouldn't know the number. I would say 50, 60 potentially. But there's an office in Sewell's Point. There's an office over on Willoughby, and there's an office down in the Jupiter Cuesta area. So we're in the Sewell's Point office.
Awesome.
So and first, and let me back this up. There's always we
have
go
one
to the
on
office.
Hutchinson Island as well.
Oh yeah, we have an office on Hutchinson Island. Here I am, just trying to figure out. So 4 offices. And the office is a great place to go and speak to the broker and have some conversations about what's going on in the local market, and we want to make sure that we're sort of the knowledge brokers so that we're giving good information.
So for people out there today looking for a home, let me back up. First of all, they got to look for a realtor, right? What are some of the questions that they should be asking to find the right person?
What can you do for me? How do I find a home? What can you do for me? What do you offer? And we tell people, okay, how long do you have? Because it's a long conversation. And it's very important because we even actually vet every buyer and seller. We have to make sure what they want, what their purpose is. What is your purpose?
Yeah.
What's your drive?
We'll have appointments with prospective, buyers and sellers, and sometimes we're like, I hope we don't get hired because this person's going to be a challenge. But
don't you have a cousin or brother or sister that's a realtor? I bet you they would like your.
Well, we've weathered the storm with some real challenging clients. But our thing, like Ann says, up front, she asks a lot of questions. I hear her interviewing buyers and sellers, and by the time that interview's over, we have a really good feeling of what they need and how we can help them.
And sometimes we're not a right fit, and I tell them I'm not going to sell you Kool-Aid. Yeah. I might not be the right fit for you. So during this process, we'll learn that, and it's okay.
That's great because we have, again, it's a parallel career similar to what you guys do, and sometimes the client isn't a great fit for us either. I mean, it's just doesn't work sometimes, and you have to be strong enough and committed to say, hey, you know what? We feel that you're not the right fit for us. There might be somebody better. That's a hard thing to do to walk away from that business, but it saves you a lot of heartache and pain down the road.
It was interesting. When I first started out, I actually met Tom's wife, Deb, and she would tell me funny stories because she's been an entrepreneur longer than I have, and the stories that she would tell me actually gave me strength to have the say to say, maybe I'm not the right fit. Your wife is really solid, and just learning and networking, and that's why we all network together. And we continue to network together because we build each other up, but we learn the techniques to understand how to become a stronger business.
That's right.
And to be a stronger product for our client.
And like you said earlier, I mean, you alluded to the fact that you disclose information about taxes and about insurance.
Absolutely.
So, transparency. I mean,
You have
that
to have
is
that.
the watchword, for a business, for a business owner, and whether you're an insurance agent, real estate agent, no matter what you do. I mean, people appreciate, even though it might hurt, it's a tough pill to swallow, but transparency will always save the day.
Because if you lose trust, you don't get them back.
100%. And not only don't you get them back, but no matter if you have 1,000 great clients and 1,000 5-star reviews, all it takes is that one-star review to badmouth you about what. I mean, that just does away with years of good.
Correct.
Gary, they've said the word educate.
That's exactly right.
I think 3 or 4 times now. And again, that's exactly what we do. And full disclosure and transparency. Because I recall a guy who told me, "Oh, it'll take about $135. I got your computer fixed." Well, I get there, and it went 2.5 hours. And I'm thinking, I'm calculating in my mind, 135 divided by 2.5. This guy's making the next thing he knows, he's writing me an invoice. It's $135 an hour.
Right.
And he definitely did not say that. And it was like, and it was a friend, and it was somebody who I wanted to help in their business. But I tell you what, full disclosure, transparency builds trust and friendship and honesty, gets more referrals. So, anyway.
Yeah, and Martin County is such a small county.
Oh, yes.
Small town.
Everybody knows everybody, and the word gets out like wildfire.
I can't refer that person to someone. I don't want them scamming my friends, and not full disclosure.
It's a tough one. It's a tough one being this small. And I remember the first month, this is a small town. I'm like, it can't be that small. It is.
It really is.
It is.
100%.
The grapevine is very alive here. You can hear it on the grapevine, right?
And speaking of that, I mean, look where we are as a county with about 170,000 population, roughly, versus our neighbors to the north, where they're at close to 400,000 people.
Isn't that amazing?
And they just keep
bananas.
The dirt just keeps flying in St. Lucie County.
Yep.
It's bananas.
And they keep building. So we hear people complaining about the growth here in Martin County, and I know whether you're slow growth, pro growth, whatever you are, the statistics speak for themselves because really. You look at the overall picture here in Martin County. The
still
growth
slow.
rate's still only 1 to 2%. Come on, it's not. Just because everything was backlogged for years and years. Now it's finally coming out. So I think people don't realize the fact that we are still below the growth.
I tell people Martin County is still a small town. It still feels like the town I grew up in, and that's a good thing.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Getting on the US 1 stinks sometimes, but
yeah. So I live in Fort Pierce, right off of US 1 in Martin County, or Stewart Chamber of Commerce on Canna Road. Last night it said 31 minutes to get there from my house. It literally took 59, almost an hour to get to the Stewart Chamber from my house. When last night it said 31 minutes.
That's right.
Once I hit like Port St. Lucie Boulevard, all the way over to Canada, all 3 lanes.
Welcome to the season.
Going south.
It's the season.
It might be the
I think it's season all year long, Ann.
You think so?
It feels like it.
I
live 5 minutes away in Beau Rivage from my office.
Yep.
It took me 15 minutes to get to work.
It is insane.
Oh, yeah.
You're right. That area right there,
It's insanity.
it's a bad stretch.
Remember how bad it was when the bridge was down.
Oh, my God.
I mean, literally 40
Lord.
minutes to get anywhere.
I remember that bridge was being built. It's amazing how long it took.
Yeah.
And watching that thing come into fruition, that was a great thing that happened in Martin County at that bridge. I mean,
I read all of it, and everybody used to have to deal with the drawbridges.
All right, so we've got 2 rock star real estate agents and professionals here in the studio. If you're looking for a home or you're looking to fire your current real estate agent not happy, how do they get a hold of you lovely people?
Well, you can go on our website at myfloridainsider.com, or Sean. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, 772-486-6883, or www.myfloridainsider.com.
myfloridainsider.com. Check out the site. Go there.
That's our website.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a cool
Like
website. My Florida Insider.
And we get a lot of people that come in through the website and start searching around, and then they're surprised when we actually reach out to them and want to have a conversation, because they're stealth. They're looking at properties, but we get feedback at what they're looking at, how long they've been looking at it for, how many properties they've saved. So we get a lot of intelligence on our clients, and when we call them, we know more about them than they think. Hey, I see you've been looking at houses in Hope Sound. I saw you saved 3 over on this street, 2 over on that street. are you pre-qualified? Would you like to get in the car and start looking at homes?
Are you part of the CIA?
We're
I'm a naval intelligence officer. I mean, what did you
state.
do in the Navy, buddy?
Well, you know how it works.
I'm just kidding.
You say something, and then Facebook sends you those exact same ads.
Oh,
So-
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to get 10 ads for realtors. I don't need a realtor.
You have one
I
already.
do not need a realtor.
Nope.
China or
Yes.
whoever.
I know.
You have Sean and Ann.
Yeah.
So I always like to give a piece of information and advice to our listening and watchful audience. So what would be the one piece of advice each of you would give to someone who's looking at either buying real estate or looking for a real estate agent?
I would say if you're ready to buy real estate, the first thing you want to do is you clearly have to get pre-qualified, unless you're a cash buyer. You want to know how much you can afford. They're going to run the ratios. They're going to help you with your finances. If you're not currently qualified, a good lender can help you get qualified. And then just have a conversation with a realtor who is comfortable with the area, who understands your wants and your needs, and you have good dialogue with.
Right.
It's important, even if you've lived here your whole life, it's important to view everything in the area and to know their wants and their needs and the difference between them, because that'll make or break a deal.
Yeah, we see a lot of people that click properties from, the Northeast, and they come down and they buy a house, and 6 months later their house is on the market because they don't know Stewart, they don't know Martin County, they don't know the neighborhoods, they don't know what's a fit. And so a lot of people come down, we drive them around, we give them a tour of the community. If it's time for them to rent before they buy, we'll help them rent before they buy to get comfortable with the area, because you don't want to make this big purchase twice if you don't have to.
And one last question, and then we're going to move on. And of course, we're going to have you we're going to incorporate them throughout the rest of our show today. But what would be the one thing that you like best about Martin Counties? And we'll start with you.
The people.
The people?
Sean? You wouldn't believe you could be sitting
Oh,
next to
absolutely.
a millionaire and you won't even, and that doesn't matter.
Yep.
I love the people
Awesome
here.
people. I agree.
Yeah, just the community spirit and the vibe that you get in Martin County. Everybody is for the most part friendly, helpful, and happy to be here.
Yeah. Percentage of cash buyers.
It's higher.
Like
It's higher
50. It's usually
50?
It's
that high?
but that's consistent though. Yeah, a lot of it's more than most people think. It's
Is it
about
always
half.
that way, or is that just after post-pandemic?
It's between 60 and 40% slides
Really?
either way consistently. There's a lot more cash buyers out there than most people think.
Yes, I had no idea. I thought maybe a third.
Yeah.
No.
Wow.
A lot higher than
That's
that.
amazing.
Well, and right now there's like a historic level of equity that people have in their homes because of what
yes.
happened in the last 3 years.
Better
So
believe it.
the mortgage industry, and you've probably talked to those experts, the market has never really been healthier. So we're not seeing the foreclosures, we're not seeing the flippers, we're not seeing the distressed properties. So it's a different market.
Fantastic. Well, we appreciate having you guys. So hang tight, because we've got
Thank
few
you.
more things to talk about this morning. And Tom, let's just go right into the top 10 actually 11 fun facts about the most exciting subject in the world.
Woohoo!
Life insurance.
Man, who does not love to shop
Come
and
on.
learn about
It's the
insurance?
best thing in the world. It's amazing.
I know.
So, Sean, let me ask you a question.
Oh boy.
It's personal.
On the hot seat.
If I were, and you can chime in anytime you like.
Okay.
And if you were to give me $10 and I were to give you $1,000, would you say that's a great deal?
I think that's a great deal.
What would you expect for that?
What would I expect for that?
Would you like to know?
Let's hear it.
All right. We're going to tell them. We're going to
All
hold
right.
that thought, because now we're going to segue right into the topic. For even a penny, you get, $10, or for every dollar you're gonna get $100, or for every $100 you're gonna get $1 million. So we'll talk about how you do that in just a second. So 59% of adults own some type of life insurance. 50 million people feel they need more life insurance coverage.
Not only that, Gary, but 35% of households in America said that they would feel the unfortunate financial effects within 1 month if the household main breadwinner were to die.
Yep. And by the way, while we're talking and going over these statistics, if you've got questions, whether it's about life insurance, Medicare, health, or whatever it might be, health and life insurance, give us a call at Owen Insurance Group, 772-210-1020, and one of our helpful representatives can answer your questions. Number 3, 40% have no idea how much coverage they need and how much to buy. This is even more apparent with millennials. Approximately 60% of millennials surveyed felt this way. So how do you determine how much you need, where to buy it, who to buy it from, and what type of insurance that you should buy? So we're gonna tackle that topic once we're done and conclude.
And I did mention relevant content, relevant information. That's what this show is all about. Listen up, folks.
Yes.
Because nowadays, 23% fewer employers are offering life insurance to their employees. In many times in the past, that was pretty much a standard benefit, life insurance. But 23% fewer are offering that.
Yep, that's for sure. But I'm not in that category. We do offer
Good job,
benefits and life
man.
insurance for our employees. 16% of Americans have no idea how much coverage their significant other has. I'm going to put you two on the hot seat in a second. That number absolutely is way too high. So do you both own life insurance?
I do.
Do you know how much insurance she has, life insurance?
I do not.
I don't even-
Wow! Right here on the show!
My theory is this. If there's a lot of life insurance on them and they're the beneficiary, it might be a little temptation to...
It's okay.
Things aren't going well in the relationship. I've watched a lot of mystery shows,
That's
how to get rid of them without it being caught. I mean, that type of stuff could go on.
And?
Not in their
Honestly,
relationship, this happy, wonderful.
You know, honestly, I just got life insurance maybe a year ago, and I can't remember how much I got. Isn't that crazy? That's bananas.
Cool beans. That is her favorite quote.
Cool beans. I mean,
Debbie won
it's
a
banana.
gift basket by knowing
And
that.
I bet he has no idea how much life insurance
He would
you
probably have a better idea than I would, because I told him and I forgot.
I don't know.
So there
You
you
don't
go.
know.
I know how much.
Love is blind.
Love is blind.
Yeah.
I trust that he has enough life insurance for me when he passes. All right. Where are we at, Tom? Go ahead. Number 6.
Number 6. Over 25% of Americans said they have never been approached by an insurance agent or financial professional about their coverage needs. This percentage goes even higher to 43% with millennials.
Yes.
That's true.
I think that scares a lot of people.
It does. Having the
scares a lot of
conversation, Ann, scares people.
Yeah, you walking up, you're like, oh, do I need it? Do I look
They
like I need
think
it?
you're going to sell something to them. It's like
Yeah.
one time I said, I do health insurance. I mean, the guy had a sour look on his face and just literally just walked away. I was like, he would have thought I was said, I'm the Undertaker, I'm the Grim Reaper, ready to take you, dude.
Kind of reminds me of that movie Groundhog Day when what's his name? I can't remember the guy's name. Kept asking him to buy life insurance.
Ned.
Ned, that's right. Ned, the life insurance agent.
I remember that. Then he
That's
buys
where
everything.
they get the image,
Yeah.
right? We're out to change that world. We're cool, fun, we're wild and crazy guys, but we're serious as a heart attack when it comes to your life insurance.
It's crazy, man, because nobody really wants to talk about it.
You know, you had mentioned something in the beginning of the program that people cancel it. And that scared me because you said older people cancel it. So what made me think is how do we tell their family to get their parents not to cancel it? Because that scared me when you said that. That made me think, oh my goodness, I have to talk to my mom and dad.
Yep. I'm going to share.
So why do they do that?
I'm going to share a story when we get done through this. So remind me to tell, and it's a story that hits home for me and still raises a hair on the back of my neck and brings tears to my eyes. But it's something that I think everyone should hear and know and understand because this is really important stuff. Let's see, Tom, you did number 6. 63% of Americans are not buying life insurance because of
The cost.
price. Absolutely. Or their misconception of how expensive or inexpensive it might be. Consumers feel that insurance is too expensive to buy as the number one reason to not purchase a life insurance policy. The other reasons were due to other financial priorities and that they felt like they already had enough insurance and didn't know who to turn to.
Number 8, about 33% of Americans bought or tried to buy life insurance online. Millennials, 73%, were the ones who wanted to meet with a financial advisor more than any other group, followed by the baby boomers, 69%, and Gen Xers, 64%.
Congratulations to the millennials. That's the first time in my life I think I've ever said that.
And they're probably sick and tired of the technology when it's like, this is a little confusing, and let's go talk to a professional. But that is good, and they really should, because it's no cost, no obligation. Give us a call.
Hey, listen, guys, girls. I think there are some things you can certainly and you should buy online, like diapers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you wearing diapers? No.
Princess Leia wears diapers.
Oh, Princess. Oh.
So, I mean, people shop on Amazon all the time.
Yep. Yeah, that's
for products. You should never go online to buy life insurance. I'm just saying that right here, right now.
I sold a term price life insurance, and this guy called me a month later and said, Tom, I could buy $500,000 for $1.68 a month, or some crazy thing. Okay, that's some kind of accidental life insurance.
Exactly.
I'm sure we're going to get into that, but the different types.
It's the same reason why it's parallel.
If you die on the first month of the year, and when the planets all align, then
That makes sense. It's the same parallel as real estate. You should never buy mortgage. Yeah. You should never get a loan online. That's like. Yeah. Ding, ding. Come on.
Correct.
You need to have somebody that's personal to you.
Yep.
That's exactly
and professional who knows
Correct.
all the ins and outs, man. That's important. So that was a big takeaway for me this morning when I was researching this, that millennials are looking to, more millennials than any other group is looking to work with a financial advisor or an insurance professional to help them and guide them. That is really good stuff to know that. Tom, number 9.
52% of Americans.
Oh, no, that's mine. I'm sorry.
I was going to grab
52%, I forget. I'm color-coded. I got this color-coded and I still got it messed up. 52% of Americans want to skip the medical exam. Did you have to do a medical exam when you got your life insurance?
Who doesn't?
I did.
So people are busy. I mean, I don't have a second in my day, right, to be bothered by a medical exam.
Takes
and
5 minutes.
Needles. It's only 5 minutes.
They come to your house.
They come to your house. Yes, they do. But it's not 5 minutes, though, Sean.
No.
They take your blood pressure. They weigh you.
Yeah, exactly. But that's okay.
And
some people hate needles, right? They don't want to get blood drawn. They are absolutely scared of having blood drawn. I have a friend of mine who passes out, and
I have a doctor friend of mine that hates needles.
Sean hates needles.
I hate needles.
So
needle in the spoon. Stay away from that.
So some people hate needles. They don't want a blood test, and so over 50% of potential shoppers say they'd be more likely to buy if the medical exam and blood work wasn't required. Tom, we've got some good news.
Good news on that
talk
front.
about that front. So I'm going to circle back on that after you do number 10.
All right, and you color-coded it, but since I wasn't wearing my glasses, red is so hard to read. But I'm trying. So far, so good. 84% of people between the ages of 46 to 49 have an average mortgage debt of over $209,000.
Well, I'm certainly in that category.
So therefore, life insurance could help. Is that the correlation?
Isn't that awesome?
Yeah.
You're going to say something.
No, I'm good.
All right. And then number 11, there are 700. I was going to ask you, but now it's too late. 797 insurance companies in the United States today. In 1990, there were over 2,195 insurance carriers, from 2,195 down to 797. But that's still a lot of insurance carriers to choose from. How do you choose which life insurance carrier to go with?
Call Owen Insurance Group.
There you go, baby.
210-1020.
That is the only way to do it. And then what type of life insurance should you buy? How much should you buy? But going back to point number 9 about not having to have a medical exam or needles. So there are more carriers today now that are offering a life insurance policy. It's called accelerated underwriting, meaning that if you're under a certain age, under a certain amount of a face amount, for example, one carrier will give you up to $2 million of face amount coverage if you're under 60 years of age. Through express underwriting, meaning that if they go and search your MIB, you know what the MIB is?
No.
Medical Information
Find
Bureau.
housing,
So whatever is in your medical history and your records, the insurance company looks at all of that. They look at your RX check and your driver's license record and your felony record. If those are all clear, guess what? Express underwriting. No needles, no medical exam.
And no speeding, guys.
There we go.
No speeding tickets out there. I know that is a question.
That's right.
Have you had one or more moving violations, speeding, including speeding, in the last 2 years?
Yep. So we're getting more
cool
and more
on the road, folks.
More and more that aren't requiring medical exams and needles. So that's really good news. So now 52% that have skipped buying life insurance because of that fact. What should they do?
Call
Owen Insurance.
Insurance Group.
There you go. And Ann, what's the number for Owen Insurance Group?
You said it so fast. It's like 20. What'd you say? 10,
772
772
210
210
1020.
1020.
Or
you will never forget. You'll be dreaming that. Both
210
of you will be
1020. 210 1020. There it is.
or 772-210 1020.
Yeah.
That's
Which one do
more
you like
for the
better?
Naval Academy guy.
210 1020.
Yeah, it's easy. It flows right off the tongue. So
Yeah.
easy.
I can't get anybody to go with mine. Mine's 210.
Just
You need a
too
better-
210
long.
1020. I know. But I said it so fast.
Or they can drop by the office if you're going to Key West Diner to have lunch. Pop in right behind the Key West Diner is our office, and come by and say hi. Also, we talked about where to buy it, when to buy it. So let me ask you guys, when is the best time to buy life insurance?
When you're young and healthy.
Bingo.
Ding, ding,
Young
ding.
and healthy. I'm going to give some scenarios what happens when you wait. It is absolutely perplexing.
When you wait, you normally gain weight.
Correct.
Yeah, yes. And you have health issues that attach to
because
that
you gain
problem,
weight.
right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So, how much do you buy? I mean, so if you're out there searching for life insurance, Sean, what would you base your decision on? Number one, where to get it, who to get it from, what type, and how much?
I mean, how much I would say, you'd want to at least cover any of your debts.
Okay.
And then I think the rule of thumb that I remember is like maybe 5 times your annual salary.
It's usually 10.
10.
And if you're younger, it could be 20.
Oh.
So
So as you get older. Okay.
As you get older, then most carriers won't give you more than 20 times your salary. Typically, they'll give you 10, but if you're younger, they'll do 20 times your salary. But again, it's on a case-by-case basis.
Right.
When the underwriter gets that case, they'll determine how much money you have, what your net worth is. I mean, if you're asking for $10 million of life insurance and you only make $10,000 a year, guess what?
Yeah.
There's a problem, and that's not going to happen. So, and then where do you buy it from? Because you see so many commercials about life insurance. You hear it on the radio. But again, the best way to buy it is with a professional. And by the way, just so you know, if you're looking for a professional, I'm a graduate of the American College. I'm a Life Underwriting Training Council fellow. So less than 10% of insurance agents out there today have that accreditation, experience, and education. So it's absolutely important. And I asked you earlier, what questions should people ask when they're searching for a real estate agent?
Right.
Same thing for consumers who are looking for an insurance agent, whether it's for Medicare or health insurance or life insurance. Ask them the pertinent questions. And if they don't want to answer, then that kind of indicates you need to move on. But how long have they been in the business? How many clients have they worked with? What's their education? These are very important things to ask when it comes to searching for an insurance agent. Are you captive? Do you represent one carrier or one plan? Or are you independent, representing multiple carriers and multiple plans? So these are absolutely important questions that you should be asking your insurance advisor. So how much? And again, so to your point, yes, cover the debts. So if you're married, right, and the spouse maybe not working or the spouse not making that much money, but you're bringing in $100,000 a year, so you got to cover the mortgage. All right, so let's say that the mortgage is $500,000. Your debts, say, are $100,000. What else should you cover, Sean? I'm putting them on the hot seat.
What else should you cover? I mean,
If you have kids, what are
I
you
was
going
gonna
to
say
cover?
kids' college stuff.
the
Bam! College.
There's $6 million.
So,
so
based on
By
if
the
you
time
have
they grow
if
up.
you have one child, what is the typical 4-year cost?
60,000.
Easy, right?
Yeah.
Easy. So we'll say
I'm on year 3 with one kid and year 1 with another. So.
Fun times.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll say 100K. You got
Never
2 kids, so
felt
we'll say
broker.
100K for
You get a
you.
raise in a couple of years.
And then what happens if you kick the bucket, you grow your wings, and as you ascend to heaven, you're looking down at your lovely girl on the planet Earth, and you're leaving her behind, and how much would you leave her with? How much money should you leave her with? So if you're making, let's say, $200,000, $100,000, say $100,000 a year you're making, how much should you leave for your spouse?
I think you said like 10 times your salary. If you're head of household, I guess it's different if you have dual income.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So typically, if you, it's going to take quite a few years for the household and the spouse to figure life out and get a job. So typically, you'd want to, in my opinion, a good 5 to 10 years to make sure that they're taken care of. So they're not out there trying to put food on the table while they're taking care of the kids and taking care of their own lives. So there's a lot of factors that go in when you're asking about how much life insurance you need. So if you need help with that, to figure that out, give Tom a call or give myself a call or give us a call at the office. And Ann, what was that number again?
210-1020.
Wow, look at that.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Don't have to ask her twice. Yeah, good job.
What type of life insurance should you buy? Do you know how many different types of life insurance there are out there today?
A lot.
3?
5.
5. That's a lot.
Yeah. You got term, you got whole life, you got indexed, universal life, you got variable life, and you have final expense. So to give you an idea real quick of a 30-year-old male, let's say he wants $1 million, $65 a month for $1 million, 30-year term. If he wants living benefits, a life insurance policy that has living benefits, it's only $76 a month. Living benefits means that if something happens to you, instead of having to die, if you had a heart attack or cancer or stroke, you could use your life insurance policy to cover those life events. To me, it's worth paying $10 or $11 a month more to have living benefits. If he waits 10 years later and buys it at 40, instead of paying $65, he's paying $111.
Wow.
At age 50, if he waits to age 50, instead of paying $65 or $111, he's paying $284.
Yeah.
So as you can see, it makes sense to buy life insurance when you're younger. And for a female, for example, a 30-year-old female, it's $50 a month. So a female costs a lot less than a male when it comes to life insurance because obviously they live longer.
They're
than
smarter.
The male.
They don't die from stupid stuff.
So
they'll live longer.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
There's reasons why men.
So
die.
and a lot of people now look at, well, Gary, what happens if I buy a 30-year term? I'm 30. I buy a 30-year term. Now I'm 60. And now what happens? Now to buy life insurance at 60 is going to be a problem. So there's a 1-2 approach that a strategy that I use for my clients. You buy term for the early years. You buy a large face amount to cover your family, your needs for 30 years until you retire. Then also you should have a universal life or an IUL policy as well that grows. You pay for that for 10, 15, 20 years. Stop paying the premiums. And then you have a policy that lasts for life because the interest that you earn on that policy will pay your premiums, and that policy that will last you for the rest of your life. So these are the strategies that we employ and that we can help you with. If you got questions, again, call us at 772-210-1020. Any final words, Tom?
And Gary, one last little insurance product. You can get a 30-year term with what's called a return of premium. Some plans will you'll pay more for it, but at the end of 30 years, you don't die. 100% of what you paid in that monthly premium, it gets returned to them, and then you could sock that into something.
There you go. So we have the ideas, we have the solutions. Just give us a call. Hey, listen, we appreciate you guys being with us this morning. Thank you very much. And thank you all for tuning in this morning to the world-famous Quality of Life radio show. And remember, stay safe,
30 minutes.
keep healthy, be happy, and enjoy your quality of life.